Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time again. From the deepest jungles to the outmost reaches of space and beyond the veils of death itself, the Bald and Bonkers boys are back for another episode. It's no secret that you won't know what will happen next, but Dakota Franson and Chris Mole promise that all bets are off. Viewer discretion and straitjackets advised. These two idiots live up to the name.
Honestly,
what the hell is going on with this show tonight?
Honestly,
we not know.
Question for you is,
it was there was a delay in the intro again, so we.
I give up. I don't
understand. I see there's a few people missing for the chat tape, which I find strange because there's Lawrence Catwell saying "Hey Dots," but I can't see Dots in the chat.
Well, come on.
What? Why did he get rid of Dots? He was decent. What the hell?
Mystical saying there was no sound. Can you hear us now?
Aliens. Why did you take Dots?
There was a delay when we saw the intro and when it actually played. So when it stopped playing on YouTube side, that's when it started showing our faces, and it was still playing the intro for us tonight. I don't know what the hell happened. This show, how we had it scheduled, got deleted altogether, so we had to frantically scramble to fix that. Then there was all sorts of weird mic issues going on. I have no clue, and I wasn't even expecting something for this.
Hello, Spirit.
I have got a killer of a migraine tonight, I must admit.
Oh no.
I'll take something. I'll go to my bed early, but I've got because Jenny was meant to be joining us tonight, guys, but she's out in the road. She's been out looking at locations to do ghosty hunting in. But I tell her just to take her time to come home because it's getting dark and the roads are dodgy, if you know what I'm saying. But that's just weird. It's just that the night was weird. How everything get deleted. I mean, the shows, guys, everywhere get deleted.
Yeah.
And it wasn't me.
I couldn't find it to figure it out.
I know I'm bad with computers, but it was not me because I turned my laptop on to update and then I come back and he sent me a message saying it's all gone. So I went in and it was there. And then all of a sudden it just went a white screen and kicked me out.
Yeah.
And I just could not
honestly thinking that he was skipping out on me.
I was running away. You found out the truth. I couldn't take it anymore. I went mad. No.
You always were mad, Christopher. You're just revealing it more.
Of course I'm.
Yeah, with everything going on in the world, who isn't?
I know.
You're being outed.
But the higher forces are after you, Dakota. They were all coming through your mic. That's strange. That was like a mad laugh, wasn't it? Like an evil laugh. That's what it is. He's got an entity with him right now.
It could be worse.
I'm telling you, that's what it is, guys. Can't hear you, by the way, Dakota. All I can hear is like a growling. Can I? Yeah, see, guys, this is what you've got to look out for.
This mic, I don't know.
I forgot how strange the Bold and Bonkers shows were on a Saturday night.
I know. I know.
I don't know. That mic one that's a new one.
Oh, maybe that's a message for the other side for Mike. Maybe that's what it is. You know.
Well,
it's very odd.
Like some of the crap Mike used to get through his shit. So
there's a
I've got my pyramid and my fluorite. I'm well protected.
I've got my can of zesty orange juice and my packet of Love Hearts. I'm fine.
And my lavender incense.
But honestly, guys, tonight's show, Dakota. So, Dakota, you're going to be interviewing both of us. So, come on.
Yes.
So, well, first off, I thought I'd organize a show because lately getting to actually hear from you, it has been impossible.
I'm very sorry about that. I've just been quiet.
Yeah, sure. So, what the hell is this global interview? You're saying you're wanting my help, but you won't tell me jack shit so I can help you. What do you want?
I'm going right. So what I'm going to be doing is right. It was Drew's idea.
Shall I explain?
Right, I thought of the name Global Interview, but Drew had the idea. Drew, fire away.
Right, see what it was. I had been watching a lot of big teams and a lot of small teams do similar locations, such as big teams will do a location like, say, for talk's sake, a haunted railway. And then I'll see like smaller teams do a haunted railway. And maybe one's in Canada and maybe one's in the United States. And I was starting to see a correlation between big teams and small teams doing locations. In a lot of these locations, the bigger teams always go to the bigger locations, but what about the small teams that go to the smaller locations that has got sometimes even more activity than the bigger locations? So I was thinking about a way to help fellow investigators and some of these smaller locations that's out there trying to make it in the paranormal world as well. So I came up with the idea, what if we found like some of us smaller teams to start seeking out places in Europe, places in Canada, places in America, or even Germany, places like that. It's never been heard of. The team's never been heard of. The place has never been heard of. So some of us people that's established or kind of established, we could help with doing some research in finding these people in these teams and bringing them into like a worldwide. Well, Christopher's named it. What was it? World interview
or global interview.
Global interview.
Aye.
But the concept is to find smaller teams, or maybe not even smaller teams, just teams that's not out there as such, maybe in Europe or in America and things, and just link them up. And for us, for the viewer, for it to be entertaining, the entertaining part will be us showing how these places have got similar activity, but they're all these miles apart.
Yeah.
Even if we showed, if we did get the chance to talk to the people on a live stream, we could even try and make their spirits link up to our spirits and talk. You know?
It's like we would have them on to interview. You would have them on to interview. So say you've got a small team with like 2 members in, say, I don't know, France, right? I'm just bringing it up.
Yeah.
You would have them to do that same thing, but that person's channel would interview. Now, here's the thing. Here's the kicker, right? I was going to get Dakota to make us a trailer with the global interview, a really good, high quality one, because he's made them for me and obviously for the Friday night shows.
Yeah.
But everybody that's taken part to interview all these different teams has the same trailer and the same logo.
Yeah.
So everybody's part. So, for instance, Dakota could take part and interview somebody, say, in Texas. Because it doesn't need to just be ghosts. It can be UFO take. Anything paranormal. It can be cryptid. It could be anything cryptid. Oh, we've lost Dakota. Anything cryptid. Anything down that lines. That's what you basically can do.
Yeah.
And everybody, like for instance, Drew will have the same trailer as me, right? And she can do it any day of the week. Any day of the week she wants. And she's got the same trailer and she's got the same film. What?
We could try. We nearly get kicked out our own stream.
What's going on?
The fuck?
I think the robots are taking over. What is it, EI? I think they've took over.
Dun, 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 dun.
Wow.
Right?
Well, as I was saying, right, everybody will have the same trailer, right? Everybody will have the same trailer, and everybody will have the same thumbnail. But for instance, Drew could get My Mystical Love and Light to come on and talk about our Wicca stuff and talk about our tarot card readings and talk about our ghost hunting, right? Team. But then if any of you guys in the chat to take place, like say Sherry or My Mystical Life, or anybody that's got a YouTube channel that does interviews, you can take part. And all you need to have is the same thumbnail. Now the thumbnail will have everybody that's taken part, right? So that helps your channel. Everybody will have the same, what you call it, trailer. So that helps the channel, right? Plus, everybody that's taken part must share out. Like, say Drew was going live on like a Tuesday night to interview a team for Australia, right? You would have to share out her stuff to help her, right? And that's how it works. It's like a friendship kind of thing, how it works. Dakota, you look kind of strange, my friend. You look kind of like as if you're...
He's
trying to figure out what the fuck is going on.
Honestly, I think lots of energy in the chat right now. Yeah.
The point of the show really is to help the smaller teams and the smaller locations out there with comparing them to some of the evidence we've caught at similar locations. You know,
see,
and it doesn't need to be ghosts, it can be anything.
Yes, it can be cryptids, it can be UFOs, it can be ghosts, it can be anything paranormal in the paranormal one. Jenny was got to be on tonight, guys, but sadly she was off busy. She was away looking at a location. Didn't want her rushing home. But she's got to do it in Ireland. She knows a few Irish teams that she's going to bring onto a channel and do through there. And I tell you, I don't know what it is tonight, but the energy is up tonight. Do you not feel that?
Yes.
It's like a thunderstorm is brewing.
I was live today on my channel doing tarot readings, and there was a spirit in that corner just playing around with the cables and things. They're everywhere, guys.
Was there anybody speaking about you there? Anyways? Do you hear the woman's voice? It would be about 11:40.
If there's any spirits around me, you're welcome to speak.
It was like a woman's voice saying something.
Just in case.
Because the microphone usually lights up, but it never lit up. Any of the microphones didn't light up, and I heard it.
Yeah.
There's something. Do you hear that again? There's somebody trying to speak. There's something going on tonight.
I'll do a session after this anyway, because I do need to do a crossing.
Yeah, there's something going on tonight, guys. I don't know if you're new.
I did say to you to watch out, because the month of August is quite a energetic month, let's say, especially for Taurus, and I think it's Scorpio. It's because there is 2 full moons in this month. We've got retrograde this month as well, and we've also got an eclipse. So the energy is a bit crazy this month. So they say do not make any life-changing decisions. Do not go out and take chances, things like that. So just try and stay calm, and also ride over the energy, because some of the energy may want you to do things that you wouldn't normally do, like go and spend £2,000 out your bank account or something. So just try and ride over this month, guys, because it's a bit up and down, is my advice.
What's this mystical love and light? Crispy good, so you don't end up in a jar when the lights go when she wants to be heard.
Yeah.
Hang out of the channel. You know, there's some, I don't know what it is, but I can feel it. I feel like I'm about to be in a thunderstorm right now. There's so much energy.
Well, Chris, yeah, you're just not far from me, and it was quite thundery when I was out. I was taking Zach home, and it was quite thundery feeling in the air.
I'm wondering if there's... See, I don't know if anybody else knows this, but tonight before we went live, guys, about half an hour before we went live, this was deleted from everywhere.
Yeah.
And Dakota had to set a new one up. And it's as if they don't want us talking about this, or they're trying to get their message across.
Yes, it's maybe the spirits.
It's counterproductive to shut down the show if they want to talk, you know?
I know, that's why I think that's, unless they didn't mean to do it.
Yeah, maybe.
Hmm.
How's the spirits in your house this weather, Dakota? Because remember you said there was an older woman in your house.
Yeah, it was the Ann Bender interview. Apparently, the former owner of the house likes to poke her head in, but
Wow.
yeah, but it's my house. There's always something weird going on.
That's the thing, though. When you are like us and you're spiritually open, there's always spirits around. There's always energies are curious because we're like a beacon to them. So there is always energies around us being curious.
There's some really weird stuff happening tonight. I don't know, but I feel that there's something going to happen in the next couple of days. I just don't know what that is. There's Emerald Isles Paranormal Jenny. She's home. She's sad. Yeah. Good. I'm thinking something's going to happen tomorrow. I've got a feeling something's going to happen. I don't think it's bad, but I think
all the astrologers are telling people to be wary on the 14th. So that's Monday. So
that's
everybody
Monday,
be extra vigilant on Monday.
There's something. It was weird tonight, guys. You should have heard Dakota's mic. It sounded like somebody was an evil.
There he's away again.
He's away again.
The fuck?
Are you coming in, Jen?
Only if she can, because she's. I know she's awfully tired. She's been up all day.
I was just going to see if she wanted to talk about what her plans were for the. Yeah. See, you've named it the global interview. I was going to name it. I was going to name it something like a world of spirits or spirits around the world or something.
The global interview is you can add that to it, or you could add that to your live when you're interviewing people.
Yeah, true.
You get what I mean? You could add that to you, but it's the interview is there because obviously they people are got to be coming from different parts of the world to your channel, right? If you think about it, it's called interview because you're interviewing them, and about what footage they've got. So it's an interview, so that's why it's called global interview, and it's actually quite catchy.
It is because I want to prove that even though these locations are spread all over the world, that the spirits are the same. The spirits that's on the railway in my village are struggling to find, I believe, why they're stuck there. Because one minute they're building a railway, the next minute they're deceased. So I want to prove that the spirits on, like, say, Canada or somewhere, that they've got the exact same problem and show the correlation to even know, just to show that that the spirits around the world are the same.
It's like the same. It's the same at the church we're going to tomorrow. The battleground. The battleground is like a mile up the road. I know exactly what it is. And it was like it was 6 clans. It was six clans. It was 3 clans versus 3 clans. There was a total of 700 deaths. I don't know where they were buried. Run about probably in the days. They didn't put them in the graveyards or that because that graveyard didn't exist then. But that was in 94, sorry. And it makes you wonder they're all lost, just wondering. Out of 2,000 troops, there was 162 soldiers survived.
See, we'll take that battlefield, for example, then. We could find somebody that's at, say, one of the battlefields that's in America. And then when we do our investigation tomorrow, or when we do it, and talk to our spirits and see why they're struggling. We've lost Christopher now. He's been zinged up. There he's here.
Take me back! Take me back! What's happened? I've been away for 6 months.
What's going on?
What's happened? What the hell's going on?
Wow. Musical chairs.
Stephanie.
Oh, you heard the little girl, Stephanie. I'll definitely do an investigation in my home after this live, guys.
See, that's interesting. I'm wondering if it's something to do with the spirits we were talking about Emerald
It's
Isle
funny
last
how
night.
Dakota drops first, though. It's always Dakota that gets dropped first and then us. So it's...
It doesn't like him.
Anyway, so it's to show the coloration. It's to show the coloration of the spirits being the same, basically. And then in the process helping each team that shows it.
Yeah. Plus you interview the people take, because it's quite interesting. Yeah. I was going to see if I could get Neil to come on to launch it.
Yeah.
Run about before Halloween, because I don't think he'll be available for Halloween. Well, I think he will be, but I think he'll be on the bigger shows.
I expect him quite regular. I'll ask him. He'll probably come.
Because I think it'd be quite good to launch the first show with the first trailer, because Dakota's really good, guys, at making trailers, right? And if he's still here, that is, if they go something like carried them off into the mountains or something like that, and done terrible things to him, you know. Goodbye, my friend. Goodbye.
But we could even get like Neil to even a recording, and then the likes of Uncle Danny, because remember Uncle Danny did the voiceover for Go Squad Scotland.
That's
you could get Uncle Danny to do the voiceover for that.
Danny's got an amazing voice. He really has. He's got that kind of. It's a wee bit Canadian, but 99% it's Scottish.
Mm-hmm.
So Dakota, are you there? Can you hear us?
Maybe. I don't know.
I'm fearful every time he speaks. I'm just sitting back. Maybe it's something that doesn't like.
Yeah, mystical.
Maybe it's Dakota then that's going to end up in the jar, not Chris.
Not Chris.
Oh, you're going to end up in the jar?
Nice well, what else is new?
Is it got a lid, Mystical? Is it got a nice lid?
No, my head's too fat for a lid.
Trust me, Mystical's got a lot of big jars. You'll be fine. You know, I just feel that there's something really weird going on tonight. What's this? Is it the 11th gate? What's this stuff that I keep seeing on YouTube and TikTok, and everybody's talking about this portal that's getting opened up this month, Drew?
They've put his camera off. Oh, there he's back.
There's a portal open this month or something like that, and I see a lot of the tarot card readers on TikTok talking about this.
Right.
It's like the 11th gate or the 11th dimension or something stupid like that, and they're all talking about it. There's something funky going on tonight, guys. I just do not know what that is. I can hear a woman every now and again.
Back to that old. Do you remember? Well, it's kind of. Well, I don't know if this is what they're talking about, but I do believe that. You know how people are saying that there's going to be. That there's certain religions said that by the year whatever that the world that there was going to be certain people picked for the big second coming of Jesus type of thing.
Aye.
Well, going on that concept with a lot of people's thoughts and the thoughts of a lot of people that there's going to be a revelation, there's that theory out there that also the goddesses and the gods will make some sort of, make themselves known more, if you like. So I don't know if that's what they're talking about, but a lot of us that's spiritually open, that does readings and things like that, I do believe are going up a level in the next couple of weeks and things. So I think it's maybe that type of thing they're talking about. Like a lot of us will be coming into our goddess energy. So
I just heard the little girl giggle.
Right.
When I just heard the little girl giggle, and see, just as I said that.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, Iron. Like the Jehovah's Witnesses, the way they think.
Something's weird's going on with Dakota.
Something's not wanting them up.
Did you not hear the little girl giggling?
And his side?
I don't know which side it came from. It was just like a little girl giggling.
Do you want me to put Spirit Talker on? I can't. I'm on my phone. I've got my Spirit Box here.
I don't know where he's went. He's been beamed up, guys. I think it's Christ consciousness is going to come into the line more this time. I think there's a lot of things we don't understand about the world and what happened in the days, right? And I do think something is going to happen. Where were you, Dakota? Welcome back. How was your holiday in space?
Welcome back. Yeah, Jen heard the little girl as well.
Yeah. Jenny heard it too. It was like a little girl giggling. It was like, well, I can't do a girl, but I'm terrible. But
right, if we try and communicate, right, be quiet a wee second, right? If there is a little girl here in my home, you're welcome to speak. The guys will hear you in the chat. Maybe you try it now, Chris.
If there's any little girls here, or if there's anybody else that's not a little girl that wants to speak, that's connected with Dakota, Drew, or me, or anybody in the chat, please speak now. It's as if it's playing about with us. That's what it's
try Dakota, see if it will respond. That's all moving.
That's Dakota's chair. It's something that's playing about with Dakota.
Behind Dakota, Phoenix Finger. Welcome in, Alan. Hi, buddy.
Alan.
Behind Dakota, Phoenix can
Alan's actually going to try to brave this one?
Yes. Don't worry, Alan. I've got us covered, friend. I've got us covered.
It's as if it just doesn't like Dakota. Or it's something that's playing tricks on him.
It's probably something that's wanting Dakota's attention and doesn't like giving us attention. So therefore, it's trying to get him off the live stream.
Phoenix says Dakota, other side, Dakota.
Other side. Do you still have your K2? Maybe put that on.
I ordered a brand new one of them tonight.
Well, I do believe. I think I've only got a couple of pounds to go, and I will get a check from YouTube this month, which will be over £60, probably 61. But I'm getting a check.
Why did they do that, Drew? Why did they have to wait till you're hour 60 before they get to you? You think the money you earned?
I don't know. And then it's going to take another 3-4 months to get the 60 barrier again. It's a good way to save up because I'm going to buy a REM pod with it. I've got £15 in the REM pod kitty just now. So the £60 I get from YouTube.
You know what I was going to buy?
75.
I seen something. It was £80, and I thought Drew would love that, and it was a teddy bear REM pod.
Oh, I want one. Yeah, I want the husky or the wolf. Well, the wolf.
I think this one's a wolf. Actually, it's a wolf. I seen it. It was on eBay, and it was brand new, and you could bet them in any different one you wanted. And I thought, I could get one of them because see if you take that to like a location where there's been kids. By the way, that church was used by kids, by the way. That's why it was seemingly the person that had the house died in that church, and they collected kids' toys. I didn't say anything on the video because I didn't want to put it out there. But see in the far corner, there was a big pile of dolls.
Yes. We will talk about that tomorrow, guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
No taking any of the toys out there.
We'll not be taking anything, I promise you. I wouldn't do that. But yeah.
Chucky chasing me about the house or something like that. Send one to
I
the corner.
can't risk it. Guys, I've got a wee granddaughter coming and I have got Zach here 90% of the time. So I can't, and Liam's a teenager, so I can't take the chance of anything attaching to my family. Or I would maybe bring one to experiment with.
The only thing I'm going to be touching when I get back into that place is my feet touching the ground.
See, I had mentioned to William, I had said to William to get his nails. I had mentioned to Chris, what if we took a hammer and big nails and nailed the door shut?
The frame's totally gone. It's stone all the way around about.
But that's what Christopher's saying, that it's too far gone to be done. We would have to make a whole big new thing to put up.
Aye.
It's unfortunate the council will touch it.
Yeah. People have raided it. People have raided it to take like stuff, valuable stuff out of it. But you should see some of the pictures online. I mean, I didn't realise that was one of the most haunted churches in the world. I never looked it up. I never thought about it until somebody says to me, a farmer that stayed, watched the video, he says, "Oh, did you know that that's one of the most haunted?" And then he sent me that link.
Sherry was picking up a lot on it, so was Phoenix, so you could tell that it was very active. And there's probably never been an investigator there. It's probably just been youths driving by in the car and stop them. So it's not been paranormal investigators, so the spirits will be like really anxious to speak. That's probably why when Chris went in and they felt the energy, because remember what Eli told us, when you are on the other side, you know everything about everybody you see. So those spirits in that area would know what Chris done for a living, but what he done for a hobby, which is talk to the spirits. So they've all all of them have came like phew.
I actually had a theory about that, because if they knew everything about me, then they would, in theory, would know everything about you, Drew, Mystical, and everybody I know.
Yeah.
Then we would think, oh, let's contact them because they could maybe help us cross.
Yes, that's exactly what they'll know. So they'll even know that we're going back tomorrow. The spirits will be gathering, knowing that we're going back to cross them over. Because the way it works is my guides are already preparing the spirits for what's going to happen. My guides, the way I do it is, it's not just me talking to the spirits and trying to help prepare them. I've also got my guides in the background working with them and their guides and helping them process that they are going to be going to the other side in a couple of days. Because some of them don't know what to expect. Some of them are really that deep in religion because they're from a time when religion was a scary thing. So it takes a lot to talk to them and convince them.
See, it's quite interesting because the battlefield that was there was actually...
Dots is back!
A mile. Dots! Hey, Dots! Did you enjoy the trip in the spaceship? Yeah, well,
I thought you were kidding.
Puppy tea.
Sorry.
He drinks a lot of tea. What do you mean? Was I away? But it's quite interesting because the battlefield is straight across from that church on top of the hill.
Right.
And I'm wondering if because the spirits knew about me and knew about you crossing the spirits, it's maybe told them, and maybe they've just been wandering the lands lost, and now they'll get crossed.
See, remember Christina told us last week as well, when she goes to a location, she's got her little spirits, which is Billy and Sarah, and when she's on location, her little spirit guides are actually out walking the area to see if there's any lost spirits there and making them aware that Christina's there and what she does. So when we're out on a location now, that's what I'm going to ask my guides to do, is to find lost souls, that when we're finished the investigation and I get back home, I'll then send Billy and Stephen to go fetch those spirits to bring them and I'll cross them. instead of crossing every spirit on location, my spirit guides will go back and bring them to here when I'm doing crossings.
See how there was the new part of the cemetery next to the old part of the cemetery? And ask Alan in the chat, he'll say, because when I was standing in the new part of the cemetery that's still used today, it felt really weird. And right across it, there's a hill, and there was like a kind of wee cave going halfway into the hill. It's just like a natural cave. It doesn't go forward about 10 feet or something. And I was drawn to that, and I'm wondering if maybe that was used at one point for a lookout for where the battle was, or is that where they're all congregating now?
As you were saying about the people were getting buried, that's maybe where the burial was for the bodies of maybe used as some sort of pit, I feel like.
Dakota, are you feeling anything more? Is anything happening? Is there... Can I hear you?
Welcome back, Dots. We did think you had been abducted.
We did, Dots. We thought you'd been taken to we thought you'd been taken to interspace.
There he's away again.
Something does not like Dakota. Something doesn't like.
Oh dear.
Something doesn't like Dakota tonight. There's something really funky going on.
Who's beaming up Dakota? Is Dakota sure he keeps disappearing, guys?
I know. It's madness. This is... I know. Poof. Iron Firehorse. Poof. He's gone.
Thank God.
It's
yeah, like a mass grave during the war. See, you don't know, where did all those bodies go?
They dug a big hole, put them all in it.
Right.
The lucky ones that had family, they would be taken away and buried somewhere. But in the days, in the 1500s, they dug a big hole and put you in it.
There's Alan saying that he had a male presence close to him that followed him from the church at Elvenfoot. Wow.
Really? He never told me that. When did that? How far did that follow you home, Alan?
Chris, you got to work on stalking people, man. This is getting ridiculous.
I know, Alan. I was driving. I couldn't help it. I had to.
That what they're talking about, Dots. The Lionsgate portal opened on the 8th. Maybe that's it. Right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There's something going on tonight.
I have felt a shift in my spirituality in the last couple of weeks, and I've also had a few revelations that I've been doing all my life. I'll not get deep into it just now, but things that I've been doing all my life, I've realised is something else. So it's definitely a time right now of people going up that next step. So the void, if you like, for that transitioning is there. So we're going to feel it, guys. We're going to feel it, and strange things are going to happen. Just note it down, write everything down in a journal that's going on around you.
Oh yeah, there's certainly a lot of strange stuff. That live that you all contacted me, everybody that were trying to contact me, my phone was on flight mode. But everybody's eventually I noticed when I turned on the iPad, when I opened the iPad, everybody was trying to get me. That night when I joined that live, it felt weird in there. It felt really weird.
Yeah.
With Sherry and you, Drew. It was something. There's just something.
That's
I don't know what it was.
Though, because you were in that era and you were just doing a walkthrough, but you did pick up on the energy. You were picking up on it. But
that's what I sent Alan outside.
When Sherry and Phoenix and Mystical and things was watching it, they could see the energy, how intense the energy was just for your live stream. And Sherry was the only one, unfortunately, in the live stream that seen it because nobody else was in. But then when you did the video, everybody that's open and can see those things could see the portals. They could see the.
Did you notice something?
The energy.
There's something that I captured, and I'm amazed that none of you have noticed it yet.
Right.
on the video because I've seen it a few times. I've watched it now a few times. Remember I did the video and I walked in and I opened the door. I was like, the door was really tight, right? So I opened it, right? And it was like the floor was uneven. It wouldn't shut again because I was going to leave it. So I just left it. And I walked around about and then I come back out and it was open. See how I went and then started, like 20 minutes later, I started the live stream. See when I walked back in, the door was closed.
Oh, you did say something about a door being open or closed.
You hear me in the live, everybody hearing me in the live saying, oh, look, that door's closed. And I had trouble getting that open because it was all swollen up with the rain.
As well, see where the painted glass, what you call it, the stone glass was?
Yes.
On the video, it looked as if either there was something outside changing the colour of it or the inside, like as if there was maybe a little, not a shadow, but something casting over it, if you know what I mean. You know about this boy in.
Which is quite interesting, everybody. And you'll find this interesting too. It was weird, the light was coming in some of the stained glass windows, like Jesus and all that kind of stuff. But seeing the outside, it was all metal steel shutters that they'd put up over the windows. But when I was inside, one of the glass windows had looked like it was light coming through. But when I went back outside, there was a metal shutter with no holes in it over the top of it.
Interesting.
Which is quite interesting. Did you notice that, Drew? See, when I was inside and I was scanning the camera about, and I looked into the corner and there was a window, one of those church windows, and it had a figure of Jesus on it. And the light was shining through it. Right? The light was shining through it. And I thought, I actually said on the camera, I said, look at that window, that looks nice. Right? And Alan will back me up in this, because see, when we went back outside and right around the other side, see all the windows, they were all metal shutters on them.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know this. Yeah, the glass stained windows that are in that place, and some of them are broken, are actually really old. They go back to the 16th, 17th century.
It just looked as if, like, not a shadow walking across it, but like sometimes you were looking at it and it was bright, and then other times it was like dull. So I don't know what that was about, but it was beautiful window.
I'm going to say this: take a mask with you tomorrow. Alan's not going inside; it's too toxic for him. He's breathing that. I don't particularly care. I'll just walk in without one. But it's just weird. It was a residence that somebody stayed in there, they died in there, and they were found.
It makes you wonder if they made the hole in the roof deliberate so that it did kind of bring itself down, doesn't it? Because nobody's looking after it, and it's just going to end up an eyesore. And that's probably what the spirits are unrested about. They know that's going to happen.
It was 4 years ago when that team went in and the ghost called them a name. Yeah. But what happened is, I don't know if you've noticed this, if you leave a house empty, or a church, a building empty, and don't put any heating into it over the winters, and then if a window gets broken, the wetness and the dampness gets in, plaster just cracks and falls off. There's no heat getting into the building.
You know yourself, some of these locations, especially locations like that, the spirits are wanting your help. So did that team go in there? Did the spirits sense off of that team that they weren't going to help them anyway? So is that why the spirits reacted like that? Because they knew that those people were walking in with the intent of just getting footage, nothing else, no helping the spirits out or anything. So us going back with the intent that we've got in our hearts, that we want to actually help the spirits either cross over, tell their story, figure out if there's anything we can do to help them, they're probably going to talk to us more, and nobody is unwelcoming because they'll feel in our hearts that we're there for their
I've actually got photos here, but I've not got time to show them what it was like inside it. Save the photos. I don't know if Dakota could add them really quickly. If I sent these to you, Dakota, could you bring them up really quickly?
We'll see.
If he's allowed.
Just give us a sec. If you're allowed. This is what it was like inside it, right? And just wait till you see this. This is going to shock you. I need to save the photos first. I just need, because I can't show them all. There's the Jesus one. That's interesting. I'll send you. I'm not showing you them all, right? I'm just going to send you a selection, okay? Just going to go to Dakota now.
I know, Alan.
It was quite sad. It was, I'll admit, quite sad.
But it shows that Alan's open, because Alan, you said, walked up and he knew he wasn't going in. That's because Alan could feel that energy as he's walking up to that church. So, Alan, you're more open than you realise.
Mm-hmm. And then I've obviously got the original pictures of the place, what it's like now. Let me go to my other one, download them. It's quite devastation in the place now. There we go. Share the safety device. This is a really interesting picture, guys. This is it's downloading now. I keep everything in a would you call it a Wi-Fi? Would you call it hard drive? So I've got everything.
That's the best way to keep it.
Aye, it's 10 terabytes or something like that. It's just so as I save all my videos and stuff. But you'll find that those pictures that I sent you there are really interesting. I mean, the devastation inside it now is quite interesting, and I couldn't figure out why. Aye. Now, see that bit there? I've sent you the last one I sent you, Dakota, is actually what it's like now.
Mm-hmm.
There's one that I just sent you, Dakota, that's what it's like now. And it's there. That's what it's like now. I take that. Right, you can see it looks like it's been hit by a missile.
Yeah.
Now you see how the light's shining through the middle one there.
Yeah.
There was for the outside. There's a metal cover over the top of that.
Wow.
Do you not find that a bit odd?
That's odd.
Yeah. There's a big metal plate right across it, which I found quite strange.
It's funny how that corner's as dark as well. Why is it as dark?
See the far corner,
Mm-hmm.
the bit where there's a kind of red bit in the window. The floor's missing. There's a big hole in the floor. It's got a cellar. That's why you have to be very careful. But if you go through the other pictures that I've sent you, that's what it was like before it fell into total disrepair.
So basically somebody set that up as a home, and then when they've died, nobody's cared.
I bet. Yeah.
It would have made for a good home for somebody else as well if they had just got it at the proper time and put it on the market.
A very eerie feeling about that place. Very eerie.
Probably that would be because now there's been that many things is put the place in unrest.
There was a lot of graffiti in the walls that I didn't show, and that there was just stuff on them that I didn't like. I'm not talking about it here, but there was quite a lot of graffiti in the walls, which I found interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't know if anybody's going in there and practicing anything.
Well, that's what I was thinking. These places usually have a cellar. Was there a cellar there?
Oh, aye. It's got a cellar, aye.
Take it there's no way getting down.
Well, the very corner, the floor's missing in the corner. You can see your way down.
So yeah, fall through the floor.
Yeah. That's why I was working on it. It was moving from side to side. And I was like, oh, I'm not going that. That's why I told Alan to stand outside.
Is because most of the time, if anything was going on, it would be in the basement.
Yeah.
You know? But we can definitely have a nosy around as long as we can find a safe way to navigate.
I wouldn't go any further than the mannequin lying on the floor as you go through the door in that picture that I sent you. I wouldn't go any further because the floor's totally rotten.
That would probably be enough room to communicate anyway, as long as you're actually in their space. We could do it for outside as well, but you're actually better being on their territory to communicate with what's actually at the core of the place. So we could definitely do that.
To be honest with you, the soldiers, I felt that they were standing at the other side of the wall next to the graveyard.
Probably, Chris.
As if they were waiting. Yeah, as if they were waiting. Which is
the
interesting.
Guardians of the cemetery maybe make it that way though, because the gatekeepers of the cemetery won't want 300 soldiers on the sacred land where the spirits are already there resting, if you like.
Yeah.
Well, the gatekeepers will have a lot to do with that.
There is a Commonwealth war graves there too. There was a pilot for World War II in the older bit. You got to remember it's still a working graveyard. There's still people get buried there to this day.
Yeah.
But the graveyard's been looked after, but the church was privately owned.
See, the fact that they're still putting people in that cemetery, they must be aware of what state the church is in.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was talking to a farmer about it, and he says, yeah, nobody can do anything about it because they don't know who owns it.
So basically, you could go claim it.
You could claim it, but if you claim it, you're going to have to pay for the upkeep of it. Because it's the roof's collapsing and stuff like that. So as soon as you claim that, you're going to have about £500,000-600,000 bill to put a new roof and heating in it because it's a listed building.
Crazy how it can go to waste like that. It's a beautiful region.
It's not worth it, you know. But
and it's one of the old style churches, isn't it? If you look at
Mm-hmm.
it, it's one of the right old style churches that you could tell it was the heart of the community, such like.
Will you think of the weddings and the christenings and the funerals that took place in that church?
Probably all farmers. I know. Sad.
And miners, mostly lead gold miners and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you think about the energy. I mean, if you've got the stone tape theory, you imagine what the walls of that place is absorbed. You imagine what it's like in there at this very moment.
I know.
Imagine what it's like in there right now, the pitch darkness.
It would be good to be, but we'll need to wait till it creeps in a little bit more. But it would be good to be up there at dawn, where we're there in daylight, but we're also there when the night time falls, which is usually about the time are we at? About 9, half 9, I do believe. It'd be good to be there and feel the change, because you can feel the change in Greyfriars if you stay there when the dawn comes, if you know what I mean.
I get the feeling that when I was in that graveyard that we had to be out before a certain time.
I'll be the
gatekeeper. There was a lot of iron fence right round about it, which I found quite interesting. Because iron is iron's meant to ward off evil, is it not?
Yeah. Did you speak to the gatekeeper when you went in?
I actually forgot, but the way out, I went, what do you call it? Thanks for letting me run your graveyard. And I gave them a penny, and I pinged it into the grass, and I said, there you go, there's a present for you.
Right, that's good.
It was a penny, of course. There wasn't anything larger than a penny, but it was a penny.
They probably appreciate the copper more than the silver anyway, because it's always been pennies I was told to leave.
Yeah. As if MD picks that up. Because I was wondering, if you leave money in a graveyard, what about unsomeone thing we soul that comes along to visit his relations and goes, oh, look, there's some coppers, picks them up and puts them in their pocket. Will that not take the energy?
No, because your intent of giving that present over at that time you give it is what they feed on. It's not the actual money. It's that intent of giving. Is that intent of love energy, if you like, is what that is. Not the actual token itself.
So, while we're here, Drew, do you want to tell them all about your broomsticks and pentagrams, your shopping, all that? So, as everybody that's no subscribed to you does subscribe to you, and I'll share your channel in the chat.
Yes, guys, I have got a UK and Ireland only at the moment. That's the only thing. My Etsy shop is up and running. It is also a private shop if you want to mail me privately, and I'll do things behind the scenes without it being an Etsy. because if you go through Etsy and message me through Etsy, I need to continue doing it through there. So yeah, it's Broomsticks by Drew on Etsy. It's also Broomsticks and Pentagrams on Facebook and on my own website. So it's just things like protection pouches, sleep pouches, oils, which is like for chronic pain, to show love, to draw in abundance, luck. Basically anything spiritual that's on there. And if there's anything on there that you don't see, you want me to try, definitely just give me an email, guys. But thank you for letting me share that.
Don't any problem. It helps your channel get out there, and it helps stuff get out there. And I must admit, you do have a lot of kind of nice looking stuff and all that. Yeah, I mean, all the potions. What about you, Dakota? We could get you a couple of big sacks to hang around with your neck, protection pouches. The amount of times you've been kicked out tonight.
Yeah.
Like that actually helps me in my case, but hey, you never know.
I don't know what went on the night, and I don't think we ever will find out what happened tonight. But I don't know. I just feel that something's going to happen. The more I've got, I'm no talking about us at the church. I'm talking about something in the ether that's going on.
Yeah.
Something in the ether's going on. I'll go to do the live tomorrow night, and Dakota disappeared. He'll have been beamed up.
Well, we are dealing with cartel members for tomorrow night, so.
Thank you, Doc.
Yes. So, Dakota, please tell everybody about tomorrow's show. That's going to be interesting.
So, some people may have heard the rumors coming out about alien attacks in Peru. Some more information to come out about that backs one of the theories I had. Not aliens, number one, but you gotta admit there's a lot going on, especially with the David Grush incident, as well as the fires out of Maui. Our thoughts and prayers to those affected, because I do believe they said the death toll for that has gone up to 80.
Really?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Another incident where strange lasers from the sky and multiple points of origin for the fires.
Yeah. I seen that too.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It's
ironically, it's Zuckerberg that owns a lot of the land that's getting burned.
Yeah. It's so to do with this the climate hoax kind of thing to get you to gear up your gasoline car from an electric car that bursts into flames.
I don't know. A lot of those people were listed on the Epstein files, and there's a lot of isolated land in that area.
There's a lot of strange things. And so if you want to get into the conspiracy side of things tomorrow, guys, please tune in. You never know. You might see Dakota getting beamed up by aliens. Or even worse, the cartel pulling up outside and dragging me or him off. More likely to be him, because he's over in America. It's easy to get to in South America, you know. Just pointing that out there. You know, dragging him off and screaming and shouting. But we will remember you. We will remember you. You know. So, Drew, do you have any shows on tomorrow night or anything?
Try to think what night's this Saturday. Not tonight, no. Usually we watch Christina Ghost Squad on a Saturday night. She's live, so I'll probably be heading over there. My next time will be live is probably Sunday or Monday night. I don't know what I'll be doing, but probably live. Just keep an eye on my channel, guys. I'm live 2 or 3 times a week. And also on Mystical Love and Light's channel, I'm live on a Tuesday night. So just keep an eye out. You'll find us somewhere.
Yeah. So thank you, Drew, for coming tonight. Dakota, I hope nothing bad happens to you tonight. What I mean is in the sense that alien activity or strange beings in the night visit you. You know? Remind you the amount of crazy stuff.
Back my shit.
There's some crazy stuff going on. There is some crazy stuff going on. So we'll catch you all later, dudes, and remember, check us out tomorrow for another amazing show. Catch you later.
Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today, ladies and gentlemen. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe anywhere you see Bald and Bonkers for even more insanity. Be sure to spread the love to the Bald and Bonkers boys' other endeavors. And a special thank you to our audience, guests, and everyone else who helps make this crazy ride happen. Amazing things are ahead. Learn more by visiting www.baldandbonkers.net. See you next time. Much love and take care.